Give a color now, bitches. And we're back, and it's working, and everything is A-okay. Yeah, welcome to the Death and Glory Show. We should be on YouTube now. We've got our events page is back on. Are we on Facebook now? Let's find out. Yeah, we are. Hooray, it works. Everything is working. So welcome everybody to the Death and Glory Show. This is Thursday night chats. We're just going to sit around, get yourself a drink, get yourself a cup of tea, have your dinner. I don't know. What do people do? Put your kids to bed. It's past their bedtime. Let's hang out. We're going to be talking crap. We're going to be talking. We've got a topic. Really. I asked everybody on the Fans of Death and Glory group. I asked what you wanted to talk about. Mental health, music production, science fiction, science fact, all that kind of stuff. It's all stuff that we're going to be talking about. We're going to do a little tiny bit of everything tonight, I think. I feel. So if you want any input into these shows and what we talk about and what we do on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock, then you need to join the Facebook page, Facebook group, Fans of Death and Glory. Just search it. I can't be dealing with putting links in. I'm too busy for that kind of shenanigans. If you're not in that group, you need to come and join it. If you're not on Facebook and you're going, I'm not on Facebook anymore, well, Facebook is coming back in a big way, especially for businesses. I can tell you that now. With the way Twitter has gone, and it's I think Facebook is becoming more of the professional thing. Like if I want to buy something or I want to find a job, I can actually go to Facebook. I don't use LinkedIn. I'm not professional enough for LinkedIn. Can't be bothered with a LinkedIn. You know, I don't want businesses talking to me, but I want to find opportunities. So I do that. Find opportunities. There's tons of them. So that's all good. So while we wait for everybody to join us, because I know there's plenty, we've got the Rock family have joined us already on Twitch. There's a couple of folks over on Facebook, but you're welcome to stay on Facebook, or you can come to Twitch, or you can come to YouTube. It doesn't matter. It's all there to play for. It doesn't matter. So we're starting off with a little bit of music production because you guys wanted that. I found this light. It's called Florian, which is spelled F-L-O-U-R-E-O-N. Flour. It's like what you put in your cake. I don't know why. Don't know who thought of that. Hello, Rick. Hello. We're going to plug it in and see what happens. I found it in the basement of the place that I work in, so I don't own it. I may have liberated it in case any of my bosses are watching. I've only liberated it. I'm only going to see what it does. I'll put it back. Eventually. But, you know, if I like it, I'll buy it off you. So, all's good. So we're gonna talk about this. We're going to have a little research session. In a segment called Science Fiction or Science Fact. Because this week, somebody told me that the International Space Station is going green. Not like it's going eco-friendly. It's kind of eco-friendly anyway. But it's actually turning green because of some algae or some kind of thing that is tinting the outside to make it actually green. I don't know that this is true. But we're going to have a look and see if we can prove it's science fiction or science fact. How about that? So that'll be fun. And then my other topic that I have for you is about mental health. And I got myself one of these brainstorm journal jobbies to try and make myself more organized. So we'll talk about that. There's plenty to talk about. It is an interactive show because we're online. We're live. You are with me. I am with you. And we're all here together on this little spinning marble. So just get in the chat and tell me, how has your day been? How has your day been? What have you been up to? Let us know in the chat. We'll be listening to Death and Glory in the background because that's what these channels are for. It's really to get you all into knowing me a little bit better and get you into liking my band far more. Let's not beat around the bush about why we're all here. I'll be honest though, I had so much fun last week on this show because I work alone. I explained this last week. I work alone. So I never have anyone to just riff with, like chat to. You know, if you work in an office, when I worked in an office, I'm pretty sure those office guys and girls knew me better than my husband knows me. And the husband and I, we don't really talk a lot. I think, like, when we get home, we don't want to pretend anymore. We've done our pretending for the day, and when we get home, we don't talk very much. So yeah. I'm like I'm just like 30 seconds away from turning on this light. I promise you. I promise you. Yo, Abby's in the house. That's one big butt. Wow, it looks so much bigger on camera. It adds like 40 quid. Did I hear organizer journal? Yes, you did. We'll be covering that in due course. Maybe we'll do that first. I don't know. I'm going to do this light first, and then we can have a chat about the journal. How about that? And then if people are still interested, we'll do the science fiction segment, shall we do that? So what have we been up to? Editing, designing, and driving a van. Did you go anywhere nice, or were you just stuck in London traffic? Speaking about driving, we're obviously coming to the end of the financial year, and the London road people, they know it. They've looked at their budgets and went, oof, I have some money to spend. Let's dig up every road we can do between now and April right now. Don't plan it. Don't have like one like road work for like every 10-mile radius. No, let's just fucking throw in let's just get them in anywhere. If Croydon has 5 and Lewisham has some, well, I'll just put another 10 in Lewisham, and I'll make sure they're all on the main commute road that goes into London. I'll just do it on that main highway everybody uses to get from like Croydon to Greenwich. I'll just whack like roadworks on every single road. Go ahead, love. Go for your life. We don't care. We'll just sit in your traffic jam. I always like travel outside the busy period, right? So I'll either go super early in the morning, or I'll go really late in the morning. So normally the roads are pretty good. And the last couple of days, every road junction has had a fucking work thingy on it. Oof. I should probably I have to pull this up here. Right, I'm about to turn this thing on, right? For those who just joined us, we're doing a little bit of music production. We're doing a little bit of mental health talking about stuff like that. And we're also doing a little bit of science fiction, science fact. And this is our music production element today. And I found this in a basement of a place that I work. And if my bosses are watching, don't worry, I'll put it back. I'm just having to play with it, right? So I've just plugged it in. I'm gonna turn it on. Let's see what it does. Woohoo! Do you know what that's called? That was a level 1 diagnostic for all you sci-fi Star Trek fans. That's what that's called. It's resetting itself to its starting position. Oh, hello. Got some light going on. Ooh, straight into demo mode. I mean, it's a little spotlight. It's not. Oof. Get rid. It's not. I mean, it's not that impressive. Like, it would be okay if you had a load of them, but one, not entirely sure. Whoa, yeah. The key element here is that it actually won. Business Design Centre, is that North London? They're digging it. Yeah, everyone's digging it up. It's because the financial year. It's coming to the end of the financial year. I should have got a podium for this to sit on or something. I wonder if I can program it. Can I program it? It's in its demo form. Yeah, Auto 1. This is Auto 1. Auto 2. Auto 1. Auto 2. What else we got? Ooh. Woo! No, I thought that would be signed. On. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No. You think this might be a bit weird, but this is what all sound engineers do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Interlates. sound engineers, lighting engineers, sound engineers, don't do anything. No, I don't want. I think that's our choices actually. You've got auto 1 and auto 2. That's it. Well, I just put it on the ground. Put it down behind me. See what happens. I mean, that should be sound on, sound off. Oh well. Red on. Oh. Turned it upside down by accident. Anyway. Hey, what we got going on? Johnny! Johnny, you like my bulbs? Oh, there's Matt's joined us as well. Matt, you like my bulbs? Look at my bulbs. Anyway, we're playing with this light that I found in the basement. And look, thankfully, actually, exactly like Johnny there and Matt, they all work in places where you'd find something like this pretty easily, I think, in your workplaces. So this is okay. I think, you know, for I mean, what am I going to use that for? I mean, I could use it as a spotlight. It's a really tight spot. It's a really tight light, actually. So you'd really need like at least 5 of them to make it really worthwhile, I guess. You know, and a lot of smoke. I mean, they're a nice little compact thing. So it'd be good for touring. I'm not saying it wouldn't. So I might look in to see how much they are. It's quite hefty. So I think it's probably reasonable quality. Loving the bulbs. Yeah. Oh yeah, get it! I'm just gonna put it over here. Put it over here, leave it here. Look at that. Why not? There we go, just add a little light into our little scenario. There we go. Let it do its thing. Amazing. Is it not programmable? It is programmable because it is DMX. So, for those who don't know, these holes here are DMX in and DMX out, which means I can program every element of this. And because it's a moving light, you can program it to point in certain places and all that. So it's a good piece of kit. But I think on its own, actually, I do have an application for this. Would be with the mirror ball, and I have a box of mirror balls that I got from a production company that was just throwing them away. And they're all different sizes of mirror balls, a couple of big ones and all the rest. So actually what I could do is pair this with a mirror ball and then have that out as higher. But I don't have the what do you call it? The motor to spin the ball. You also have to hit a mirror ball correctly, and probably with a couple of lights, I'd still probably need like 4 of them to do a mirror ball properly. But as you know, we've got a mirror ball light, so really we don't need a mirror ball. We've got an atmosphere, which you all saw on the live stream. I need to get that. Yeah, I really need rotator, man. That's right. I really need to get the live stream stuff from last week up online, because I think the show was good. I think there's at least a couple of songs where nobody messed up, and most of the mess ups were mine, I have to say, because I didn't have my full eye on the ball. I have to say there was a lot going on. So anyway, that's it. Sorry, Martin, I missed your comment. Road works in Glasgow all the damn time. Well, that just means they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money, and they're spending it. That's kind of what you want, right? You want them to spend their money somehow, for sure. The rotator, yeah, that's exactly the thing I don't have for the mirror ball, but they're not expensive, so it's not as if I couldn't get one, you know. Yeah. So Matt, I've built some light walls because, you know, why not? They're actually there's 10. They're quite tall, actually. You just can't see them, and they're not very well put together there. I've just basically thrown them up and put a wee light on put a wee thing on it. So it could be better. It could totally be better. But, you know, we're just starting out. It's fine. It took me 10 hours to wire those bad boys. And I did it on my wedding anniversary. Mr. Man went out, Mr. Riamu went out with his friends to Dumfries, and I sat wiring up. What was I watching? I think I was probably watching RuPaul's Drag Race and wiring lights for 10 hours. It was good fun. I actually enjoyed myself. But thinking back on it, I should have probably spent the day with my flipping husband on our 1 year anniversary. We just don't celebrate anything. I would celebrate things, but he doesn't celebrate anything. Like, he doesn't want to celebrate his birthday or whatever. Do they change colour? Yeah, they're full RGB. I've just got them set on blue because I didn't want to, because they're not set up properly and the numbers are all wrong on them and stuff at the moment. So we had them last Thursday. We had them run into the music. So we've had them. They're programmed to my set already, which is great. I have to give a big thank you, by the way, to Johnny, who is Johnny Blunston from the band Fleisch. We did speak about them last week. It was his inspiration. He's got these bars in his band, so I have basically stolen that idea and run with it and made my own light walls. So my plan is to put the screen in between the two walls and just have them as backlight for everything that I'm doing going forward, because they're so easy to just plug in and play. And I haven't formalized the cabling yet, so they're all still like electrical tape and like cables wound together. Thank goodness that they're not high voltage. That's all I'm saying. They are cool. Yeah, they're good. Uh-oh. What is this? This is not me. Why does Spotify do that? You can't play other people's music, love. We're supposed to be playing my album only. Thank you. What is this? Gum. A band called Gum. I put it on a... We should just be playing around an album. Why's that happen then? Oh, maybe I turned it off. Let's just go back and do that again. Ooh, don't play other people's music on your stream. I get a naughty no-no. I get a naughty no-no from YouTube. I got a strike against my YouTube channel for playing Ward 16 on a tour promo live stream. Unbelievable. I tried to argue with them. They were having none of it. They were like, no, love. No. I've also now got a strike against me on Facebook because Andrew, Mr. Man, posted a thing listing a lot of like terms for white people, like not derogatory. They weren't derogatory, but they were like trying to like think of like, you know, what's the word? Jokey names for white people. Mayo Mafia was probably the best one. Yeah, so I tried to say, well, Cracker is the obvious one, but Facebook was like, oh no, that is a strike against you. I'm like, oh. I don't think people in this country really say the word cracker as a slang or a derogatory term yet, do they? If I'm honest, I don't really even know what that means. Like, what? I mean, I don't know what that means. I'm too innocent. I'm not too innocent. I'm just too old. That's what my problem. And I don't have a fridge big enough to put my butt in. And that's about it. That's about the height of it, I think. Woohoo! I don't have a clue what a cracker is. No, I don't know either. Well, we look it up. We're probably gonna get thrown off YouTube for using the word in the first place because it has a hefty algorithm for this kind of thing. Probably Facebook as well. Sure, let's have a look, will we? We'll have a wee look. Oh, I'm a bit big, aren't I? A bit large. Let's see if I can turn myself down. I'm a wee bit big there. You don't want that sort of size of me taking up the entire blinking screen, do you? Come on, let's do it. Nope, that's not it. Matt's on there going, no, you want the other button, love. I'm like, I know you are. Hey, I know you are. That way. Doink, 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 doink. There we go. Now come back out again. There we go. Lovely. Going home. I wonder if it'll save. Let me just see if I can get that saved before it. Yeah, let's just get that saved. Where do we get to? I can't see it, but you guys can see it. Alright, let's just see if we can find... What are we looking for? Is this gonna... I feel like I'm gonna be on a list if I search this. Urban Dictionary, right? Urban Dictionary. Surely. Cracker. Is this gonna be terrible? Is this gonna be absolutely awful? Crackers. Crackers were poor white folk who lived in the south during the Antebellum era. What is that? What's this? Before the war, ante is Latin for... Often used to describe a period in the United States or actually prior to the Civil War. Alright. So crackers lived before then? Given their name because their staple diet was crack corn, crackers were often hired for plantation owners in order to replace a slave in dangerous jobs. The high price... What? The high prices of slave... Okay. If a planter lost or injured a slave, he would be pressed to buy another slave. But if a cracker got injured or died, financially the planter would have been unaffected. Crackers had a very low standard of living. Many of them lived in forests and dug holes. Whoa. Despite their living conditions, their social status, crackers still believed that they were better than the African slaves. Today, cracker is often used as a derogatory term for a white person for obvious reasons. It implies a person who lives in the utmost worst conditions and a person who no one really cares about. A pleb, then. It's a pleb, right? Or serf. Yeah. It's the lowest of the low, essentially. Brian's in the house, Brian's in the house, Brian's in the house, yeah. How you doing, big lad? How's it going? We were just looking up the word cracker because we didn't know what it meant. We didn't know why it was being used. It is learning time. Yeah, it's learning time. If there's anything that you guys, any big questions that you guys out there want to ask, and we can just like research together, and let's do that. So we're going to do a little bit of science fiction, science fact soon, but not yet. We just learned about our new light. Brian, you missed us turning on our new light. It's nice. And the light is just going. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the mental health aspect this week, which is this journal thing that I bought. So I work in a nightclub. I work in a nightclub that was last Friday, and the promoter is Missy Void, and the nightclub is Antichrist, and it was rammed. It was bloody rammed. It was amazing. It was pretty much sold out. I think we actually got to... we were like 90% sold before the doors opened, and it was fully stocked. Yeah, it was done. I think we stopped letting people in. We had to stop the door at like 2. It was rammed, and everyone stayed, and the DJs were friggin' awesome. And it was just a really good night, and there wasn't really any trouble. There was a couple of bits. There were a couple of like somebody's ex was there, and that was what caused an issue. But mostly, it was a good night and everyone was fine. Which is all you want in a nightclub, to be fair. The DJs killed it. Every dance floor, the metal dance floor, was heaving all night. It was amazing. It was really, really cool. Johnny was there. We were chatting about merch and tours and all that kind of nonsense. So that's good. And anyway, so Missy Void, who's the promoter for Antichrist, she had one of these books delivered, and then she was like, she's on to her 5th. This is her like 3rd year of using it, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna buy one. Her one was pink, and I found one that was black. Of course. Everything's black. So it basically on the front. I'm not going to show you the pages because I've actually written in them, and I don't really want people reading that. So, the first one, it goes through lots of different things, but there's a like I'm grateful for section, and then what you're passionate about. You write down all these things, the skills you want to learn in the next year, your affirmations. You get a vision board page, which you can see. I haven't put anything on it because, like, a vision board, you cut things out, right? And you stick it on there. But I don't have magazines. What am I going to cut out to stick on here? I don't have any printed media, so I don't know what that's about. I have been thinking of getting, like, design magazines, like getting a subscription to some design magazines. You know, like the coffee table ones that are like lookbooks or whatever. I think that might be cool. But I wouldn't print it. You just get it. You'd get it in digital, wouldn't you? And you'd never look at it. Anyway, I've got a vision board page that I'm never going to use. A draw? Yeah, I can't really draw. Tell me. Dante's in the house. Happy, happy, happy from Wales. Hello. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm coming to Cardiff. Am I coming to Cardiff? No, I'm coming to Bristol. Bristol next Saturday. Saturday the 4th. 5th? Sunday the 5th of February, I will be in Bristol. It's the closest I can get to you. Abby, do tell me what it is called. This one is called... What is this called? Oh, Clever Fox Weekly Planner. Ooh, clever fox. Fill it with profanity. Yeah, well. And then you get your goals for the year. It gives you sections on health, business, well-being, all that kind of jazz. Fun, spiritual. I didn't even fill out anything on spiritual because, I don't have any goals spiritually. I'm spiritually fulfilled, I think. Friends and family. I also didn't write anything in there because I'm pretty happy with what's going on. Well, no, that's not true. I think I can add one in there for friends and family. I'd like to hang out with people more. I never hang out with people. And so I don't get to talk crap, as we've discussed. I don't get to hang out. So if you want to hang out with me in real life, and you know me in real life, I'm not going to hang... I'm sorry if you're a random fan that we have not met yet. That's probably not going to happen. But if we know each other, then let's hang out. Let's hang out. Let's go dancing. Let's do something. Family and friends. Meet up with people more. With people more. So I've written that in my book. I've written it in. So I've got, I guess it's not, I can share this stuff, right? So these are my goals for the year. I shall read some out. Oh yes, I've heard of them. I see the Beast in Black in what? Going to see Beast in Black in Bristol on the 22nd. Nice. Yeah, I think it's not this Sunday, but next Sunday I will be in Bristol at the Anime and Gaming Con. Oh yeah. You should actually come. I mean, you should get in with them. You should play in that. Chances of us hanging out in person in the near future seem low. Well, you never know your luck. I might get a tour. Me and Josh and Canada have discussed. We touched on the subject of touring between our good nations, but obviously you're not even close to him, so yeah, it might be hard. Anyway, so health for the year, I want to lose a stone. Well, I want to go to the gym regularly, and I want to increase my flexibility because my hips don't lie and they fucking hate me. They hate me. Apparently I carry all my stress in my hips. Seems an odd place to carry stress, doesn't it? Well, there you go. That's what happens. Business and career. I want to get DI to a major festival in 24. Yes, please. Get DI to another support tour at the end of this year or into next year. I'm not greedy. A nice support tour. I have put out some feelers for this, by the way. I've been like, oh, these are my goals. I need to start sending emails out to people and getting those gigs. The gigs aren't going to come unless I just go and get them myself, right? And I do have a booking agent, and he has put me in for download apparently, so that's good. Meet up with people more. I just wrote that. I just literally wrote that in. Yeah. Finish demos for DI3. Finish all the demos. Sell all my hoodies. I need to get rid of all those hoodies. If you would like a very cozy, amazingly hot hoodie, if you don't want to have to put your heating on anymore, you want to buy an Android hoodie from the merch store, deathandgloria.com/shop, because they are bloody hot. They are tasty. I do have one knocking around, but I just don't have it to hand, and it's probably in a bag, so I'm not going to get that out. Okay, so family and friends, we've covered that. Oh, business and career. I've also snuck in business and career there. Hit 5K on Facebook. Hit 5K followers on Facebook. I'm kind of hoping all of this will do it. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, it seems. Oh, my chat thing's off. Let me just see if I can turn it on. Let's see if I can get that turned on. Can I get that turned on? Wow. If I haven't used it in a while, the bot turns itself off. I feel. I don't want that. Get away. Okay. Well, I don't want that now. Jesus Christ. Chatbot is off. Chatbot is on, so that should work now. I'm hoping. Hopefully that will work now. If you want to redo that. For sure. The captain should. Oh yeah, so he's got a car now, so it's easier for him to get places. It's having the time. Yeah, so just get him to contact the Anime League. Merch. No. Oh, it's not working. Oh, there we go. Woo-wee. Not that merch. Oh, no, we don't want the people to send. No, don't go to that. That's not the right thing. deathandgloria.com. Yeah, I know. I obviously have. I haven't. So I basically set up that merch link because I wasn't doing international sales for my website, but I am now. So you can buy, no matter where you are in the world, you can buy stuff from the website and we'll get it to you eventually. What else? Oh yeah, the hot sauce is also back in, but only for the cons. You know, it's only for the cons. Ooh. It seems like my. There we go. But it's only for the cons because we can't post it. It gets broken. So the hot sauce is back in stock, but only for the cons and people who I will see in person. So if you're London based and you want the hot sauce, you can have it. You can have it for sure. Oh, hello. Who's that? Will. Hello. Hi, Will, on Facebook. So yeah, we said here that one of my career and business plans for this year is to hit 5K on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you haven't yet followed me, hit me a follow, please, because we need to get to 5K by the end of the year. I think maybe we could do better than 5K. We're actually doing 25 people, currently doing 25 people a month, which is a massive jump to what we were doing of 0 people a month. So something's moving. It's all good. Where else do we get to? Okay, so my next goal for the year is significant other romance. Spend more time together. Go on date nights and such. That's what I wrote. Go on date nights. That's not hard. We had a date night on Saturday night. It was lovely. We spent all Sunday together. That was lovely too. We actually went out to dinner at a sushi restaurant. It was lovely. Finance. Clear a credit card or overdraft. There's so many to choose from. I mean, I don't even know which one to start with. Do taxes in April. I mean, I think so. My taxes are due on Monday, and I'm still currently doing them. Just because I'm lazy, and I've waited till last minute, right? I was listening to Radio 4 this week, just when I'm on that, and someone on there was like, I leave everything to the last minute, and I can't, and they did something, I missed the program, but he was just like, can you retrain someone not to be the same person they've always been? And they went through this whole thing, and I don't know what it was that they went through, but at the end, the guy was like, I cannot change the fact that I'm a lastminute.com person, right? I can't change that. I'm not prepared to do the work to change that. That's just what I am, and I should just agree that that's what I am. So now what I will do to help combat that is just leave more time at the last minute. So don't fill up that last minute thinking, oh, well, I've done all this work before I even get there, because it's bullshit. You won't have done fucking anything. Just leave as much of a gap at the very end as possible. So like, I won't book in any other work in the last week of a big project, because I know for a fact I'm not doing that work until that, I'm not doing anything on that project until the last week. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Anyway, so there's a little skill that I learned from Radio 4. Because I listen to Radio 4 an awful lot. Where did we get to? Clear the American Express card. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I've written it on here. That's like pie in the sky. I mean, pie in the sky. I'll be honest. It's why I do all my purchasing off, so that's probably not going to happen. Personal development is the next one. I'm sure people are friggin' lost on me just reading out my goals for the year. Personal development. Use this book regularly is right at the top. Well, it's only been the first week. That's fine. Get rid of things you don't need. That is, it absolutely needs to happen. Look at dance lessons. We talked about that last week when I was on stage of that live stream. I was dancing, I was doing some like movements on my mic stand, and all I could think about was like, you need to go to dance lessons, love. You can't move. What are you doing? You just look like a fat woman in a kimono. Crazy. Don't put things off. Do them on the day. I think we've just established that that's already false. I mean, that's not. There's a lot of things that I can do last minute, but there is a lot of things that I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered today. I'll just do them later. And then something else happens, and then suddenly I've got a ton of work to do that I really didn't want to do. I have to do everything at the last minute because I need to save up the energy and determination to do it. That's right. What is it? The Chaos Monkey? Have you seen that animation? Is it Chaos Monkey or the Disaster Monkey or something, where the monkey just like, oh, here's a banana, don't do any work, here's a banana, and then it's only when you get to like the last deadline you're like, fuck, go, you know. Things to do. Yeah, I will try and do that. I'm gonna attempt to do all these things. It doesn't matter if I fail. Doesn't matter. Dancing is super fun. Do you go to dance lessons, Brian? What kind of dancing do you do? I want to go out dancing in clubs, right? I want to go metal dancing. We might be going out this Friday to Face Down at Scala. We might be doing that. But I think there's also like a SOA. No, it's a Life of Agony after party at the Dome, which all my friends are DJing at. So I might go to there. I might go to that. Go out dancing. I can only do it Friday night. I cannot do it Saturday night because we're going to be in Bristol on Sunday. Oh, that's not this weekend. That's next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And then the last one I have filled out here, fun and recreation on this book. Go dancing more often, visit more places. I never get to go anywhere or do anything fun. You guys are probably like, but you're out on tour all the time. But that is like driving 8 hours a day, getting to see the inside of a music venue, and that's it. And then being so tired to drive back to wherever you're staying that night that you just crash out. You know, you barely even hang out with anybody. If you would like Death and Gloria to come and stay with you on the next tour cycle, DM me. I literally need lots of floors to sleep on, and it's only 2 of us. There's me and my roadie, and that's it. Sometimes it's just me. But hey ho. So then it goes on to your goal pages, where you're supposed to like look at the things you've just written on like your big goals, and then just pick 5. Just pick 5 and just go with it. I have obviously not just picked 5. I've just thrown down all sorts of crap into it, which is probably not the way to do it. So my major 5 goals for the year are get DI into a better position for next year, increased followers significantly, and sell all my merch. That's what we're going to do. Become the best musician and performance artist possible. Practice daily. That's fallen away already. I've done one day this week, I think, but I will be practicing tomorrow and over the weekend. Drop a stone, become more active and flexible. Get DI on a major support tour stroke festival in 24. So that's right. Complete the demo stage of DI. They are my 5 goals for the year that I actually care about. The rest are all just whatever. And then on the other side of your 5 goals, you get a mind map where you're supposed to, like, how do you get these things? Like, write down your little mind map on how you go from where you are now to where you are here. So I won't bore you with all that. Anyway, so the next one is you plan your month ahead. There's a wee page here that says what your goals are for this month. Whoa, do it over here, shouldn't I? Goals for this month. The months aren't numbered, so you can take a month off. You can do whatever, and then you don't need to start it at the beginning of the year, whatever. So you plan out your month, and you're like, oh well, I need to do this, that, and the other, don't I? So that's fine. And then at the end of the month, you've got a little box here that says this month's wins, how I will improve next month. And then once you've done all that, that's a lot. That took me loads of hours, by the way, to get to then. And then you plan your week. And I planned this week with all my practice and all my stuff to create a stage show for the cons. And then I remembered that I had not done my tax return, and that took over the entire week. So I have done none of the things that I wanted to do this week because I've been doing my tax return. There is a nice little bit here, which is habits and skills. So I did do the gym practice. My habits I wanted to put in were going to the gym, practice social media posts. I have done that. We're on Thursday and I've done social media posts every day. Meditate, haven't done that. Write a short story every day. I think I did one yesterday. That's it. Drink water and have an alcohol-free day. None of that happened. But there is a section that says where you evaluate your last week, and then it says what do you plan to do to fix it next week. So I'll make that up next week, right? Wow, well, that was kind of boring for everybody. Did you find that intriguing? I don't know. Just let us know in the comments. It's the cost of living with disabilities. Everything is so much more taxing than it should be, so I have to save up the energy. Like I'm a character in Dragon Ball Z. I think we all feel like that. I'm not taking away from anyone with disabilities, by the way. I'm not saying, oh, you're just the same as everybody else. That's not true. But I feel like everybody's kind of tired at the moment. I don't know. I feel like we're all getting on with it. I'm just gonna turn this down a wee bit. I've been enjoying it. That's good. You're all that matters, really. No, but you're pretty high up there. Pretty high up there. The whole Rock family are up the top end. I feel like we're all kind of just getting on with life right now, but we're tired. We didn't get much of a break over Christmas. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. I don't know. I heard on Primordial Radio, of which I'm a member, they had a fan party too on the 14th of January, and that's a comment they made, like, you know, like it was a good night and everyone had fun, but people just feel tired. And I was just like, you know what, you've nailed it on the head. People are tired. I'm tired. Are you guys tired? I don't feel like I've rested since lockdown. And then lockdown, I don't feel like anyone really rested because we were all stressed out and sad. And we're just now tired. And so fucking tired. So fucking tired. Yeah. It just feels tiring. I think maybe it's because we're old. Maybe because we're old. I can't speak for everyone. Maybe you're not all old, but most of the people in this chat are pretty freaking old. But then anyone who's watching this is probably all about the same age. Who have we got in the chat? I was just trying to think who'd be the oldest. It's probably me. Yeah, it's probably me. It might be Matt. I think Matt Rogers might be older than me. But not by much. Maybe not, actually. It's hard to tell when everyone's got kids. You know, it's hard. It's hard to date yourself. Rick is tired. Oh, hello, mother. Mother's in the house. Well, that answers the question. Mother is the oldest person in the chat. Tired and old, yeah. But even the youngins don't seem to have much life in them at the moment. I know someone who's 21. Not 21. Someone who's 18. I work with a tech I work with who's just turned 18. And he's like, just like, I'm not working at the moment. I just need to concentrate on like applying to universities. I'm like, how hard is it to apply to universities and not be working? I don't know. Maybe he's tired too. Sorry, they're tired. Yeah, maybe everyone's just tired. We're just a generation of like, we're definitely in this like hell loop is the only way, in this clown world hell loop where everything is worse than it was before for some reason. It's not, but we all think it is. We're just going from one terrible state of affairs to another. And I feel like Baldric out of Blackadder, where he's trying to say, how did we get from one state of affairs where there was no war, and then another state of affairs where there was? Hell loop. Yeah. Because I remember when like swine flu went round, or like SARS, or some kind of bird chickeny thing. I can't remember. There's so many of them. And like I was in the civil service at the time, and everyone was like, "Oh, we have to like put hand sanitizer out everywhere." And the office wanted to buy hand sanitizer, and the government wouldn't pay for it. They were like, "No, just wash your hands with soap." And I was like, do you know what? There's going to be a major pandemic now. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And every year we'll have one. Every single year we'll have one. And I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong. But of course, we're probably not going to have another one at the same state as we had already, because people just won't do it. People just will not lock themselves down again, will they? They'll just be like, come on. Let's get on with it. Let's just get on with it. I'm not starting a discussion here about whether any of that was true, or, the shadow government, or, whatever. I'm not, whether it's all who has. I'm not doing that. Now we're all just gonna die. Yay! The next one, like, somebody's just gonna create a zombie virus, right? Just because, for fun. Right? Someone's bound to do it. No, we've tempted fate. Like, science fiction just creates everything. And then humans are like, oh, that seems like a good idea. I'll make it. Oh. You got censored. Oh, it didn't come up on my side that you got censored. That's the bot for you. Oh, because you hit it to say, oh, okay, that's fine. Twitch censored my word. Die. Yeah, YouTube is not going to be happy with the content of this live stream. I'm going to get shadow banned. And Twitch probably won't be too happy about it either. But hey-ho, that's the life we lead. We're here for some time. Not a long time. On that note, will we go to our science fiction, science fact? Will we do that? Let's do that. So, I played with the zombie games, I know, but that's why... Okay, sorry. We're going to go back on the zombie thing. This is exactly why someone in some lab is going to create the zombie virus, just because they know it's going to reset. They know it's going to reset the planet. People are going to have a lot of fun playing the actual zombie game that they've all been dying to play for their entire lives. And realistically, there are two types of people in the world, right? Let's say there's three types of people. There's three types of people in the world. The people who will love it, will go out and they'll be like having a great time, and they'll survive, and they'll be shooting things, and they'll be having a fantastic time. They'll have the people who will try to do that but will fail miserably because they don't have the skills at all. And then there's number three, and I think me and my mother are in the same boat. We'll just go to bed. And we'll just stay in bed until we're dead. I'll just stay there. Or I'll just kill myself. I'm not living through that. I do not want to spend my entire life fearful of zombies or other humans taking me out. I just won't. I just won't. I'm not having it. So just go to bed, just go to sleep, and be done. And that's it. Yeah, getting a bit deep now. Because we've had a bit of like living in Northern Ireland back in the day. You have a bit of, you have a little bit of a taste of what that kind of having people roaming the streets with guns, bombs, and all sorts of stuff, doing things, doing whatever they want. They have a wee taste of that. So I don't want to live through that. Thank you very much. I'll just go to bed. I'll just stay there, and I'll just die there. I'm not doing. Riamu, he's already stocked up. I can't go into how he's stocked up. I'm not allowed. It's sensitive information, and we're not allowed to give it out. But he is stocked and ready to rock, basically. This is such a bad stream. I'm scared. We're so in trouble. When I say he's stocked, I mean on radios and food and a bug out place. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything illegal or untoward. If any of my FBI guys or the Alphabet boys are listening from any country, I'm just saying he's stocked up on like tents, medicine, food, and a bug, somewhere to go. That's it. And I can't tell you any more than that. Right, I've said too much. God, I hope he's not on stream. Oh, I'm in trouble. Meow, meow. He's not. Okay, good. Oh, wait, he might be. If you're in the stream and you have not chatted yet, I can see some of you who are lurking. I'm not going to get in there and tell you you're lurkers, but come on in and have a chat. We're just having a chat. I mean, we're up to double digits for one. We've never had double digits on a live stream before, so well done, everybody. Well done. Never had double digit viewers on the live stream before, and we are there. We are there. It'd be really nice if we get double digits on Facebook alone, but hey ho. Hey ho. I hope I'd survive, but would hit it. Yeah. I think you'd be alright. I think I can see you behind a machine gun. Heavy artillery seems the thing that you'd be good at. With your size, you'd be good. Apocalypse ready. Yeah. But I think like people, okay, remember I said there was 3 people, right? There was the ones who would survive and the ones who wouldn't survive. And I bet the ones that wouldn't survive were probably all those guys, Dante, who play games but don't have any in-life real skills. Can you build a fire? I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not writing you off, big lad. I'm not writing you off. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, okay, good. I wouldn't survive, but I'd go down swinging. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think you'd just do a lot of traps, would you? Would you? I don't know. Like, would you stay in the city, or would you go for the move? I don't know if it's even. I don't know which one is actually worthwhile. Getting away from people. Everyone's going to be trying to get away from people. We've all seen it. So obviously, being on a boat is probably the best bet. And if you can go somewhere where you can fish, and maybe like if you have one of those little islands where you can just grow potatoes or whatever, because zombies don't swim. But they're dead, right? So they're probably not breathing. They could just walk or float. They don't need to swim. Who says they can't swim anyway? Because if zombies do the actions that they did in humans, then you're going to have a couple of swimmers in there. You're going to have a few floaties and swimmers. They don't even need to do anything. They just get in the water and the tide will eventually wash them up somewhere, right? Like, you're really assuming that they have zero intelligence, and really we cannot say that that's the truth. We can't say that. Best chance of survival is small skilled groups. Nice. Well, we don't know if they're fast or small, because we're not actually talking about fiction here. We're talking about science fact, right? If zombies were actual factual things, that's what we're chatting about. We're not discussing them as science fiction. We're discussing them as science fact. So I don't know. I would imagine you'd have some slow ones and some fast ones. They would be like humans, wouldn't they? They would just be the same as humans. Some would be super agile and be able to move quickly, and some of them wouldn't. I think they would have the same things as humans do. So therefore you'll have a a few swimmers. And actually, if they were like slow moving ones, they'd probably get in the water. They'd probably go by river and just grab things on the way past. Because they're dead. They're not. I mean, can you drown a zombie? Probably not. The fresher they'd be. Okay. The fresher the zombie, the faster they would be. Because they've still got a lot of their limb muscle memory, muscle ability. Yeah. It's really thinking about the science of eating flesh and what kind of energy that gives you. Yeah, probably. I reckon that's probably right. So we're talking zombies for some reason. I don't know how we got onto that, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Hanging out, talking about zombies. Amazing. Less composition. Decomposition. Yeah, it's true. But they would get swifter. Would they not get swifter the more dead they are? You know, the less weight they have to carry. They might get swifter for a bit. It's probably like a bell curve kind of affair. Like they start off slow because they don't know what's going on. And then they work themselves up to a peak. And then they start rotting away, I think, is probably maybe the answer. Who can say? Have to shoot them in the legs to slow them down. Yeah. But if one didn't get damaged at all, would they last longer? You know. So ones that haven't been in any action or fought anybody or got damaged in any way, is like people who can't feel their feet. If you lose the feeling in your feet, you're not aware when you damage it. So therefore, like they get gangrene easier and infections easier because they can't feel it. So maybe there's a bit of that going on too. A reanimation peak, yeah. Video games taught us that. Well, surely, like all shooting, if you don't want to kill a thing, you can shoot things in the legs. People. They don't have to be zombies, do they? I guess. Yeah, maybe. It's worth thinking about. Especially if you've got a family. Like when we were kids, we knew where our fire escapes were. A mother trained us that we needed to know how we were getting out of a building if it was on fire. So, all that was planned. So is maybe, if for anyone out there who has children, I don't think anyone in our chat has kids, obviously apart from my mother. Anyone out there with children who's got a zombie evac plan for their family. I think, like, we have one, but as I'm saying, I'm not really going. I'm probably not going. If you damage the muscle, then it would be harder to use that limb. Yeah. For sure. And on that same thought, like, when I was a kid, I used to walk around my house with my eyes closed in case I ever went blind. Anyone else do that? I think people do that. I think that's a pretty normal thing to do. I can't imagine, like, that is a unusual thing for anyone to do. Just gonna fix this camera a bit so I can get a wee bit more comfy on my desk. Yeah, I think that's pretty normal. I think there's no evac plan from London. We're all going down. Well, I mean, especially if you're in Hackney or like East London, I think you're, man. I'm sorry. I think you're done. It'd be very hard to get out of East London, I feel. I think it'd be hard pressed to get out of there. Central London, you might be alright. Probably not. Probably not. I've applied. By the way, I've applied to play a festival in March in Borough in Furness. Furness? I don't know if I'll get it, but we actually have quite a lot of fans in Borough. Pete's there. The guys from Ward 16. There's 2 of them in there. I'd like to go and play that area. That would be sweet. Maybe if we had a canal boat. Yeah, the canals would be rammed. Again, I think you'd get. I'd like the canals aren't wide enough not to have zombies in them. So I think you'd be hard pressed there. Yeah, hopefully non-swimming zombies. Yeah, you'd have to pray for that, wouldn't you? And then a canal boat won't do you any good when you get to the sea. You know, they're only good in canals, and you're not going to want to be in canals for long. You know, you're going to want to get onto open water, and you're going to be stuffed if you go into the sea, because they're not made for waves, are they? So you'd be in trouble. So you would. You'd be in big trubs. Big, scary trubs, so you would. I'm saying, oh, hello. What's going on? Kurt's in the house. Kurt. How you doing, big lad? How are you going? Are you having fun? Kurt, if anyone needs a session drummer, by the way, I cannot recommend Kurt highly enough. Yeah. Oh my god, the guy's a legend. He doesn't even warm up before he plays. Just rocks on stage and away you go. The guy has more snares than I have cables. No, it's not true. I have a lot of cables. He has a lot of snares though. I've never met someone to have as much drum kit as that fella. And he spent his money wisely. He's built this drum studio in his garden. What a ledge. Rents it out to local bands and everything. What a ledge. Woo-wee. So, yeah, thanks for joining us. I don't know what I'm doing. I came off Facebook for some reason, and now I'm just trying to get back on there again. It doesn't make for good telly. I understand that, you know. I'm not crazy. But anyway, anywho's, we've got quite a lot of people watching on Facebook, so well done, everybody. At one point we were into double digits, and we've never had double digits on the live stream before, so obviously this format works. So let's just keep it going. Well, we go into our next segment. I feel we're done with zombies now for a wee bit. So our next segment is science fiction, science fact. I should get like a little jingle for these bits. I haven't made them, but I will make them at some point. Maybe for next week. Maybe for the week after, actually, because I've got a lot of. I think we'll be playing music next week in between chatting, because I've got shows coming up. We're going to be in Bristol on Sunday the 5th, I want to say. The week after that, we're in London. On the 11th and 12th, we're going to be at London Anime and Gaming Con in London, and we'll be there all weekend, and we're playing Saturday at about 3 o'clock. And then on the week after that, I'm in Birmingham. On the 17th or the 18th, I can't remember, whichever one's a Saturday, I am in Wakefield playing with Gothzilla, and another person. I don't know who that is. I can't remember. I'm sorry. It's not in front of me. I'm not going to go looking because I'm prepping myself for another segment. But we're in Wakefield, which is amazing. Can't wait. And then we're playing Birmingham Anime and Gaming Con, but we'll only be there for one day. And this week we have confirmed Glasgow. So, Mother, I haven't told you this, but I was going to tell you tomorrow on our family Zoom. I will be in Glasgow for 2 days in July. And I think I'm going to come up to Scotland for the week. I feel like I'm going to take that week off and just come to Scotland and hang out with you if you're in Scotland for July. So we'll have a talk about that tomorrow. Amazing. So what we're going to do now, I was chatting about that, is go into science fiction, science fact. So this week, some guy called Jeff here at the library told me that not a lot of people know this, but the International Space Station is turning green and they're not sure why. And I thought, there's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. Abby's saying it is true. All right, so we're gonna go and find out. We're gonna just go on the old internet. We're gonna, just see if we can find out what the crack is with this going green. So he said it wasn't like we're not talking about environmentally green wise. We're talking about turning green. Turning green. The metal is turning green. Outside's turning green. There's some kind of algae which shouldn't exist. Something Organic is turning the space station green. Abby's saying it's absolutely true. So let's just put it in here. I said true a long time ago about something else. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Is the International Space Station a satellite? Well, yeah, it's international space station turning green. Turning right. Turning over. Turning green. There you go. I didn't even have to put it all in. Why are these astronauts green? Space station hit by laser beam turns green. Growing plants in space. I don't think. Okay. Oh, that's a nice one. International Space Station will eventually die by fire. I mean, that's not our question, but I feel like we want to go into that. I feel like I want to be taking notes. I feel like I want to. I'm pretty sure I've seen a movie and we need to get the astronauts off the station. Oh, okay. Well, eventually die by fire. Yeah, that seems logical. So here's another helpful thing for organization. Things to do today, and it's a massive page of a to-do list, which I often use when I'm in the studio working on edits. This is my edit page. If I'm working on an edit, I just like make all my notes as I'm going through. I think I must have liberated, not stole, liberated this from the civil service. This is definitely a civil service thing. Anyway, so we're definitely going to want to look at Die by Fire, just because it's on topic. Gonna want to look at that. And then let's just start at the, I don't know. Will it be deorbited? Yeah. All right. What? Why are these astronauts green? That's our first topic. Let's find out. The Space.com article. Blah 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 blah. Leads with a photo of 3 astronauts on the ISS that are backlit with green light, which can also be seen spilling out onto the walls of various planets. Neither the article nor the photo caption mention it or explain the origin or purpose of the bright green light, but there must be a reason for it. Is this explained somewhere? There we go. International Space Station. So they've got a green light. Oh, there's a different light. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Solid state lighting module. They're basically just DMX lighting. And they're just having a faff. So that's why it was green. They're just playing around. So that didn't answer a question, did it? Maybe we should make I should definitely like do something that you can see on the screen, like some kind of notepad thing where we make a list. So I would say that this one does not support the space station turning green. And maybe we need to space plant eating stars. Problems with growing plants. I don't think like growing plants in space is a thing that we're looking for, right? Space algae. Yeah, so we maybe, I mean, it doesn't seem like we're even getting close to what we think it is. What's this? I don't think we're getting close to what we want. Green moon. No, the green won't be good changing color. Okay, that's all crap. So what are we saying? What are we asking for? Space algae. International Space Station, space algae. Will we do that? ISS space algae. Will we do that? I'm obviously not good at searching things. I don't know if you guys live out there in the real world where you can just go onto Google and find whatever you want by some kind of magic, some like dark art magic. Like Riamo's really good at it. He can just find it wherever it is, and I'm always so confused. And I spend hours looking for stuff and never ever find it. So if you guys know the secret special sauce of flipping searching for stuff, then I want to know about it. We're not saying that the green is bad. We're just saying that it's happening. Okay. Killer space algae. Okay. Space algae. Space algae. Algae on an extraterrestrial mission. Give it. What? What's this? Deep, deep towards closed cycle. Oh, well, that's. No, it's going to be inside, right? The experiment will. Let's go algae. Aboard the space. That's on board, though, isn't it? Oh, we're getting into like. The ISS now has experimental life supporting algae. Yeah, but this is all on this inside the ship. This is not outside the ship. So that's not it. And the same. It's just knowing good Boolean words. What's that mean? I don't even understand what you've just put in the chat. What is that? I don't know. I'm the same. I spent 3 hours looking for a part of Ghostbusters cosplay and my cosplay, and my friend finds it in 3 seconds. Yeah. Do you know what? It's all about knowing the names for things, and I often don't know the name of anything. It's cray cray. It's cray cray. I've just noticed that I've not been on the multi-stream thing, so if I've missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Paul! Paul's in the house! Yes. Oh, Mom said goodbye. Yeah, I did say. I'm off to die in my bed. So sorry, Mom, I missed it. Paul's in the house. Is the ISS turning into a frog? Maybe. Well, you know, in our space stories, anything can happen. Algae long-term space missions. Okay. What's this? Yeah, but that's just them making algae in the ship. That's not. I mean, is the algae taking over the space station? Is that what's happening? Long-term space missions. Man. Clever space algae. Yeah. Woo-wee. Whatever. Go away. One of the biggest challenges in preparing for long-term human spaceflight is finding a way of providing the essential elements of survival. Food! Well, we knew that, right? We knew that. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Since we already have this volume allocated to water loops, my idea is to fill the water loops with algal culture so that we could have 2 life support systems processes being addressed in one system. Woo-wee! After 3 days, the potentially harmful levels of carbon monoxide stabilized. After 12 days, so did the methane emitted from his body. What is this? An experiment in Russia. A man lives for 30 days in a room of only 1.5 cubic meters using only algae to turn his carbon monoxide into oxygen. Wowee. But do we trust Russians? I don't know. Oh, it's time to call this myth busted. Wow, that was quick. That was quick. Algae can survive nearly a year and a half in outer space. The plants return to Earth after 530 days outside the. Oh, after 530 days outside the International Space Station. They kept them outside, did they? All right. Maybe there's like some kind of experience, like I don't know. Can algae survive in space? It's part of the project. They found the samples of organisms, including bacteria, algae, lichens, and fungi, survived on the exterior. All right, that's what we're talking about. But were they on the? Yeah, there we go. Isn't that what we're talking about? That they're outside the station, so therefore it would turn the station green. Is that what we're saying? Ooh, is that green? Oh no. Well, they're inside. They're inside a thing. But they're in the containers. They're not left to the elements, are they? Oh, you can listen to the argument. Ooh, you can listen to it. No atmosphere, no oxygen, no gravity, and a ton of radiation and extreme temperatures. But the German Aerospace Center just made a bombshell discovery as part of a project. Found samples of organisms in blah blah blah. Oh yeah, we've done that. The experiment was meant to investigate if it was possible for organisms to survive harsh conditions such as the surface of Mars. They have survived in space conditions and are also detectable with our instruments. Such single-celled organisms could be candidates for life forms that might be found on Mars. Mm-mm. No, you can't jump to conclusions. No, no, no. I just realized how dated the reference is and physically aged 30 years. What? Which one? This one? Oh, it's 2019. Is that what you're talking about? It was outside. I mean, this is a picture of it here outside, isn't it? But it looks like it's behind glass, so therefore it's not. Maybe it's not. Like, how? I mean, how can they? If it's. Maybe they've just got glass to stop it floating away, but it's not pressurized or whatever. I don't know. That seems like it is pressurized. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Oh, okay. So, what are we saying? So we're not saying that. So algae has existed on the outside of this of the space station. That's happened in these pots, but we're not saying that the algae is multiplying or anything, right? Out there, it's surviving. Is it? Is it? Or it's taken over the outside of the planet of the space station. I'm not going to read all this, obviously. Ooh. Anyway, so there we go. So are we busting this myth? I think space slime. Watch out, Earth! The slime's coming home. It's a red dwarf quote. Oh yeah. So what are we saying? What are we saying? It's probably not taking over the space. Is space algae taking over the space station? Is that we have to now ask this question? I still think we're not asking the right questions. Maybe. Oh, that's the wrong keyboard. I've got too many keyboards. Too many keyboards. Space algae. is space algae growing on the outside of ISS? What is growing on outside of ISS? Oh, there we go. Marine plankton found on surface of International Space Station. Are we getting close to this? Found. Scientists examining samples taken from the exterior of the International Space Station have made a rather unexpected discovery. Traces of marine plankton and other microbes growing on the surface of the illuminators. What's more, it seems they have been living there for years. What? This is what is this? Let's first of all look at which website we're talking about here before we go. IFL Science. Is this a good website? This is 2014. What? What is going on here? The intriguing discovery was made after ISS cosmonauts took surface samples during a routine spacewalk around the satellite. The samples were later analysed by high precision equipment as part of a so-called test experiment. Scientists were then able to confirm that these organisms were capable of living in space despite the hostile conditions experienced. Furthermore, some of the studies demonstrated that the organisms could even develop in the vacuum of space. See you later, Paul. Going home now. See you tomorrow. Bit of flashing due. Yes, we will be flashing tomorrow. It's Flash Friday. We'll be flashing on a Friday. Maybe we will flash about space algae tomorrow. Maybe that's what we'll be doing. Results of the experiment are absolutely unique. Russian cosmonaut said he believes that further stories warranted, but admits he is puzzled at how the organisms arrived on the space station, as they're not native to the launch site. Oh my god! What is going on? Such phases in development is found on the surface of the ocean. It isn't characteristic to... I don't know what that word is. What is that word? Baiakaru? It's an cosmodrome with a crew and cargo launched, right? It turns out that there are some rising air currents which settle on the surface of the station. So it's actually just coming up from Earth, right? The surface of the space station is heavily polluted due to engines from delivery, spacecrafts, and other factors. Crew members have therefore initiated a cleanup operation to put the illuminators in order. I don't know what an illuminator is. What is an illuminator? So basically, they're being covered in pollution because... Oh, God. What's going on? I don't want any of that. What's an illuminator? Is this a worthwhile website? I mean, let's Google that. What was it? IFL Science Review. Is it a credible source? The core is pretty good for this, isn't it? Big news might be too strong, but it has lost its mission since its founding. It's become a clickbait site, posting articles with misleading titles to draw people in. No one I know reads it for serious information. Okay, not fake, but does only seem to post stories that support mainstream science and big business view. Okay, so you have to be a bit careful with this website. So let's see if we can find something else. So currently we're saying that is correct. Is it turning it green? probably not green just yet. Although, that was in 2014. So if it's been going on this whole time, we don't know how it multiplies, how fast it multiplies. So maybe it is true. Let's see if we can find more marine plankton. Let's just try this. Let's just try this. I know we're probably gonna hit on the same thing. Come on. Come on. Why can't we go backwards? Oh, it's also getting a bit nippy in here. Nippy! Might have to put a jumper on. The Guardian. Sea plankton have been found. Sea plankton have been found on the International Space Station. Does that seem grammatically correct to anybody? That feels a bit dodge of a sentence to me. Sea plankton has been found. Sea plankton have been found? Oh, it'll stop me eventually, won't it? So they're basically just saying the same. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Is there a better explanation for the plankton's trip to, off this world? Both are okay. Okay, cool. Well, I think is marine algae. Okay, it's not space algae now. It's marine algae. Turning the space station green. Sea plankton. Blah 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 blah. Algae from the Arctic Circle are used to what? Algae from the Arctic Circle are used to tough weather, and it turns out they could also be able to survive the extreme conditions of space. So basically, is this what we're saying? Oceans will turn deep green by the end of the summer. Now that's the sun. I'm not even gonna give that. Oh, yeah. So, like, specialized space windows now. We've gone down a space algae wormhole. Yeah, we certainly have. Alright, so here's what I think happened is that they found algae has just appeared on the space station on the outside, and then they've started these big tests of bringing algae out onto the space station. Now that they've seen that it's done it itself, they have started to work on it. I think that's what's happened. And now they're like, it will clean oxygen, and you can eat it, you can do loads of stuff with it. I'm not clicking on the sun. Microalgae protocols. We should have just gone to the whole thing, right? We should have just gone to the flipping horses. What's it? The horses. Here we go. Here is the whole micro mission. Microalgae mission. I'm not going to read this all, obviously. Microalgae introduction. When thinking about the exciting scientific initiatives at NASA, algae don't typically come to mind. However, insight into nature can come from unexpected places. Algae, which most people view as a nuisance that often shows up in swimming pools and bird baths, is actually a group consisting of many thousands of species that exhibit an incredibly diverse array of interesting properties. Actually, this isn't. I was kind of half expecting this to be written in science speak, but I feel like you would learn a fair amount by reading this. It's obviously like for schools or whatever, because that introduction is. I understood it, so I feel like most people would. I'm obviously not gonna read this on screen. Project 1. It's always been written for schools or whatever. But I think it would be worth a read. So I'm gonna whack. Can I whack this in the chat? No, not easily. I think we've basically said. Have we basically this myth? This is science fact, kinda. Is that what we're saying? I feel like that's what we're saying. Let's get on Switch and see if I can just share this, because I feel like that. I feel like we've hit something here. Maybe. Yeah, I can't put it in the chat. I'll just use this computer. Hey. Yeah, so I feel like it is science fact. We have come to establish that this is actually science fact. It's a good job we did this at the end. It's not that interesting for people, I think. We were definitely getting more people when we were talking about our year goals. Our goals for the year. We were definitely had more. And zombies and whatnot. I think it's just definitely just gone down to just us, really. I'm just gonna whack this in the chat. It's algae time. What's the time? Algae time. What's the time? Algae time. Algae time. Algae time. Yeah. I just want to put it in the chat. Okay, that's fine. It's my channel. I can watch it if I want. You freak. Yeah, Miles, I'm being a freak. How can I? Why is this not? What's happening? Just want to. It's my stream. Anyway, if you're out there in internet land and you have not used, I should have said this before, but if you have not used your Prime subscription, please do so now. I would be very glad of it. The other week I got I interestingly got a payout of £35 from Twitch, which was really random. Because normally they don't pay out until you hit $100, and then you get about 80. Either I hope the exchange rate isn't that bad. Hey, Dante, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I hope the exchange rate isn't that bad. I only got 35. I think they probably just changed the thing so they pay out at the end of the month or whatever. Anyway, so I'm putting the link into that microalgae protocol. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I have 4 viewers, I have 4 subscribers, and I have 4 sub points. Yay! I think at one point I had like 13 subs, and that was all because one person gifted a whole heap. And I think maybe 9 is the most I've had on my own when we were at full swing over lockdown, and then it just kind of petered out a wee bit. But I actually do. It's weird. It is weird because I do make more money from Twitch than I do from PRS, which is the performing rights thing. But that's kind of more because I haven't put all my shows in since last year for last year, so I need to update it. But it's worth having. It's worth doing. It's worth doing. So I've put the link in the chat for the NASA document about the microalgae protocols. So what is our conclusion for this? What is our conclusion? Our conclusion is that it is science fact that algae has now been found on the outside of the space station. Is it turning the space station green? We have not found anything for that, but we can say that it got there on its own, and that is actually quite an interesting thing to have found out. I didn't know that. I didn't believe Jeff when he told me. I'm sorry, Jeff, if you're watching. I didn't believe you, but I believe you now. But it could possibly be going green. It could. I think we haven't found any evidence that it is actually going green. But if it's getting up there on its own and enough of it gets up there and it starts multiplying, it could possibly happen. It could happen. It's not the science fiction that we all started out believing at the beginning. So well done. Well done. That's fine. I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing I wanted to chat with you guys about was this idea of hosting band live stream shows. And kind of I wanted your brainwaves on how possibly that would work. It's an odd one because there's no money, and we'd literally just be using all the tech that I have. And I'm just wondering how we would do it. You know, I don't know how we would do it. And I think it was probably just be me and Riamu who would be the only techs on it, because there wouldn't be any money. We wouldn't get any money out of it to start with, because we have to pay the venue. The venue has to get money, so a venue hire would have to happen. It would probably happen on a Friday night. Probably happen on a Friday night because there's less hires in the room on a Friday. So it probably happened on a Friday night. We would probably have the same stage set up and the big screen at the back, because that actually was a really nice sound barrier, having our big 12-foot projection screen, even though we weren't really using it. Having that really stopped the sound going on to the streets, so that was good. And then I'm thinking like we have like two bands with a Death and Gloria intro and me playing the first, like a couple of songs at the beginning of the set, and then introducing the band, because I can play in front of a band. It's not, and it's really like I only need 4 channels or whatever. It's really easy to do. I could pre-mix everything down to 2 channels, really. So, and then I could introduce the band, and then, so the band would be set up behind me, and then I literally just stop playing, and then I go and interview them. Or maybe, so, yeah, we're kind of like a weird kind of, what do you call that guy? Jules Holland, like a metal Jules Holland, but it's not metal, it's like, it's not only metal. But it is a lot of doom and stoner, because that's Riamu's bag, really. And I actually think that's probably got a more of an online audience than a lot of other stuff does. People who are into doom and stoner metal genres and prog and stuff are like really into it. Like they're really obsessed with it. Not obsessed, but they do go to shows a lot. I think it's an interesting idea. It's certainly very different to what you find in other live streams. Yeah, so I think like we'd have like Doom. Yeah. So I want Riamu to be enthusiastic about it, so it would have to be his genre. So I think like prog. I mean, we would do things that like bands would be suited. So you'd have a doom one, or you'd have a stoner one, or whatever. You'd have that proggy stuff. Yeah. But you'd match the bands, so you'd have a maximum of 2 bands with me as well, and then I'd open the show with a couple of songs. I'd open the show with a couple of songs, and then the first live band would play, and then they'd play for like half an hour. Because I don't think both bands could play for an hour, because nobody wants to watch something that long. But the idea would be, if you do it on a regular basis, then people know it's coming, and maybe we do it on Twitch, so that people can like easily give money or whatever. Maybe we do it on Twitch, or maybe we do it on this channel, and it's just Death and Gloria Presents or whatever. And we'd probably have to do it on YouTube as well, because of all the people who don't pay any attention to Twitch. And then like you invite your mates round, don't you? Like it's a Friday night, like you have a house party, and this is the thing that you put on the TV, and you watch this band while you've got this other stuff going on. And in theory, we don't need to do it here. We can do it anywhere. We can just put it in the van. Like, so if we were going on tour, I could just like rock up. Somebody could give us a living room, and we could just do it in their living room. You know, we wouldn't have to do it from the same venue. We just need internet, don't we? And we've got all the gear, and it's pretty portable, actually. See, I'm not. The thing, Dante, about it is you have to start it off with established bands who have a large following. So like Josh does all the comic book stuff. Actually, I don't know if the captain has ever gone for that, but Bonus Stage Van is really the place where he wants to be live streaming for, because they do really good live stream shows. I've played their live stream shows, and they do pay. If you want to be paid, they will put you. You can't split the money with everyone else, and there's not a lot of money, but I think I've had like $70 out of a show out of them, which is great. Which is just that's exactly what you want on a live stream show. Do it from our living room. £70, please. Yeah, that's where Brian came from. Brian, our fan, has come from that show, which is great. So yeah, I think we have to have established bands who have larger online followings than they can get into your room. So there's a couple of anime bands that definitely have like 7,000 to 10,000 people on their Facebook page, or on their socials, or on their Spotify's, because they do covers. Yeah, because they do covers, so they're the kind of people you would hit up first, but it depends on their engagement. I mean, you can have 20,000 people on your Facebook page, but if they're not engaging with you, there's no point. Like, there's zero benefit to that. So it's a bit of a hard one to work out. And we could have people in the room, but I think we'd probably pre-sale the room and only let people in if it got to like 30 people. So then it was obvious that we had a market for it, because we'd basically have to pay for the room ourselves. That's the one thing we'd have to pay for. We'd have to hire the room. And then I'd assume like we'd have to get bands just to agree on a profit share after that. But I'd imagine like we would just lose the money on the room and then profit share the rest with the bands. But then why would we do it? It's kind of like we also have to make it worthwhile for us to do. So on one hand, I want Death and Gloria to get more fans, but I can't afford just to be spunking out money on shows for other bands. So it's a bit of a weird one. Yeah. So I know I have a couple of bands who'd want to do it for the first, who want to do it, and they're London based, so it's not that big a deal for them, or whatever. But yeah, that reminds me, I haven't paid Grandma Vendetta yet. Oh, I haven't, and he hasn't even like messaged me for money or anything, so I'm gonna hit him up right now while I forget. It's like been 2 weeks, and I've totally forgotten to like even message him and ask him how I'm paying him. That's crazy. Do you ever do that where you're just like, oh, I've totally forgotten, and now everyone thinks I'm a bad person just because I forgot to talk money with people? Ooh. That is not good. Oh, that's not going to work. Anyway, we're winding down now to our 2 hours. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. What? Oh, I came on late. That's what it is. So bed now. Yeah. So it's 10 o'clock. It's time to go. We've had a nice session. We've done a lot of work. 10 o'clock's bedtime, everybody. I have to now just get myself home as well. Sometimes I wish I could just stay here and sleep. That'd be nice. So anyway, you've had a lovely time. We've just distinguished between fact and fiction tonight. We've done a lot of work. I think we can all pat ourselves on the backs. We've carped this DM. Now it's time to go to bed, everybody. finally going to bed. So thanks very much. We'll be back next Thursday at 8 o'clock, or around about 8 o'clock, because I've got things I have to do at 8 o'clock on the dot. So we will get back together sometime after that. We'll have more subjects on mental health, music production, maybe a little bit of science. We'll cover all things. If you can think of anything throughout the week, let us know. DM us. Contact us any which way you like. We will accept your communications. Just send them over. It's all good. If you really love our channel and would like to support it, you can do so on the little link that's at the bottom of the screen over here. Blip, 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 blip. Buy me a coffee. Buy us a coffee. Come and subscribe. All that kind of stuff. Like and subscribe. You know how it works. You're adults. I don't need to tell you. And we will see you guys on either another stream, and if later in the week, and if not, we'll see you next week. All right. Have fun, everybody.